Seen any good movies lately?
Yeah, we did go over the break. Mrs. Cheapy and I saw Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler.
How was
That's
it?
the first time I bought a ticket to see an Adam Sandler movie in, wow, I don't know, a long, long time, forever, maybe?
I once saw Billy Madison in the theater.
I probably didn't.
I saw Billy Madison in the theater and I was wasted and I didn't remember actually seeing the movie until someone said, "How funny was that movie last night?" That's a true story. I was a freshman in college.
No, I didn't do that. So Uncut Gems, neither Mrs. Cheapy or myself really love the movie, I gotta say. We seem to be in the minority because I haven't heard anybody.
I say it sounds like a big minority for you.
What do you mean?
To not like this movie. It seemed right up your alley,
right.
And also like everybody seems to love it.
Adam Sandler was great in it, and he played this character perfectly. The problem is and this is no spoilers. The problem is the character is so unlikable. That's the point. And has no arc at all. Like there's no reason to have any sympathy for him whatsoever. So like I don't care. Like I don't want anything good to really happen to him. I'm not rooting for him. There's no protagonist in the movie.
Did you feel anxious during the movie? Because I heard the movies like can give people anxiety. It's one of those kind of movies.
Not really, because I'm not. The movie's basically about a compulsive gambler, but he has no redeeming qualities, and I'm not a gambler, so I don't. His gambling scenes didn't really make me anxious. But I like the movie okay, but I need something more. Like you don't see too many movies where the main character either has no arc at all or has no redeeming qualities at all.
You should see. Have you watched My Name is Dolomite yet?
I have not.
You should watch that next.
Okay. That's
on Netflix. That's the Eddie Murphy biopic.
Yep.
You should watch that because I'm very curious to see how you feel because there's an interesting dichotomy between those two movies, and you should watch that.
Really?
Next. Yes. It's almost like it's basically like the mirror version.
Right. I feel like one last thing about Uncut Gems, and then we can talk about Star Wars. Or you can talk about Star Wars. I feel like they could have made the movie. It would made the movie a lot better, and maybe the directors didn't wanted to do an experiment and see like what if we made a movie where the protagonist had no redeeming qualities whatsoever, and we make it really hard to root for him. But I think the movie would have been more. I would have had a more emotional link to the main character if you showed some backstory of him, like why is he so irredeemable? Was he beaten as a child? Was his dad just an asshole? Like something to make you feel for him in some way, but no. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Sorry. I was rooting for it, though.
We saw the Star Wars.
I did.
I did.
I'm boycotting.
The last Skywalker? Is that what it's called?
Rose Tico is only in it for 60 seconds, and I demand more. So I'm boycotting until they end.
I thought it was 90 seconds.
Whatever. It's just seconds. I want to use... she's a main I'm just kidding. I'm not. That's not why. I'm not boycotting. I'll watch it when it comes out on Disney Plus or something. I just don't want to. I don't want to sit in a movie theater and watch it and spend money.
Cheapy's basically been complaining to us about this movie for about a month.
Day came, yeah.
Because I want to see a good Star Wars movie, and I know that this isn't it.
You could just need to watch The Mandalorian.
I watched it.
It was great.
It was pretty good.
I'm not all the way through The Mandalorian yet.
Okay,
but.
But talk about Star Wars, the rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
It's a movie. It's not bad. The problem is that it's not great.
It's pretty good.
And it's long.
It's not long.
It's not that long. When you want Star Wars, you want Star Wars to be great. And I find that, I don't want to spoil anything because I'm sure there's still some people that haven't seen it yet. I don't know. But I find the places where it falls short are... and sometimes a little egregious, where it's like, really, that's where you're going? That's your big idea? That's how we're gonna end this.
Well, it felt like it was trying to do 2 movies in one,
and whilst erasing another movie.
Well, I don't know if it erased that movie. It just did not expand on the themes of that movie. Like it did not. It did nothing to.
Which were the things about that movie that I liked the most?
I didn't like Last Jedi much, but this did not like retcon anything there. It just.
It's not that it. Well, I mean, it kind of did.
No.
I have a question.
Yes,
do they explain how Princess Leia can fly through space?
Yeah, she's a Jedi, you dimball.
No.
Right. No, it completely ignores that. It has no bearing on this story that isn't.
You don't need to watch that movie to see this movie. You only needed to watch The Force Awakens.
Well, you'd be confused about one character.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that's the outcome of that last movie.
Snoke's twin? Sploke?
No.
Spoke.
He's round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just...
it sucks!
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck.
It's mediocre.
I feel like the movie feels like it's painting itself into a corner, and then they get to the end, and they just kind of had to end it somehow.
Yeah,
that's how it felt to me.
That's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
Yes.
The ending of the movie, is it better than the Ewok celebration in Return of the Jedi?
That doesn't exist.
Nothing's better than.
What are you talking about? That doesn't exist.
I know they digitized that out of the movie. Anyway.
No, they just changed the song.
No, that entire scene's almost gone. They just like
dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but they changed all that. Like in that movie, it shows all the different planets from like Episode 1 celebrating.
Not in the version that I watch, it doesn't. I can tell you that.
You get to be magically whisked away to Naboo.
I have that illegal version that you have to download off of BitTorrent where they splice together, like they made a Frankenstein.
The non-specialized version.
Yeah, despecialized. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's it. That's what I got. And I get that full-on Ewok celebration. I mean, that's a great ending. So satisfying.
Sure.
Lovely Ewoks.
Yeah.
Come on. So it's not as good as that, we're saying.
This is not as good as the original trilogy. There's no doubt about that.
Nope, it is not.
And it's not. The arc is not as good as the prequels.
And there's no time travel?
There is no time travel.
Oh man.
They try to think you're going to have time travel.
Right.
For a split second, there's like, uh-oh. Are we doing this?
Right.
And then that just like kind of disappears.
Don't worry, it does rip off Endgame in other ways, but there is no time travel.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm gonna wait till Disney Plus has it. Wonder how long that'll be.
By the end of the year.
Fine.
I watched Episode 1 again with my kids. I still really enjoy Episode 1.
I don't think I've seen it since I saw it in theaters.
Is it the child slavery that you enjoy?
That's kind of Shipwreck's bag.
Where they leave, like they leave his mom behind.
He Shmi?
Call her by her name.
Shmi you later.
He was sad about it. That's part of what
he was sad.
Shma.
That's part of what turns him into Darth Vader. Whatever you want to say about the prequel trilogy,
right?
The overall like story points,
right,
are actually pretty good. It's just the execution of them, is what falls short.
Sure.
Qui-Gon sucks.
Right.
Qui-Gon sucks.
Right, maybe.
That's his story arc, is the Qui-Gon sucks.
Qui-Gon sucks. It's all Liam Neeson's fault. Right. I'm not, saying anything crazy.
Yeah.
Stupid Qui-Gon.
We tried to watch Episode 3. I tried to sneak it in, Miss GB, just to see how, I'll just see for fun, to see how far we can last. Not very far. It just starts off with too much action, and it's just like
things no one has ever said about a movie.
Right.
It starts off with too much
never
action.
Stops.
It's too exciting at the beginning.
No, it's just all dumb action and like.
Well, they were trying to recover from Attack of the Clones at that point,
right?
Which nothing happened in that movie. My kids were trying to get me to watch that after we finished Episode 1. We watched The Secret Life of Pets 2 instead.
Right. Good idea.
Yep.
Oh, who saw Jumanji 2?
I saw Jumanji too. I took my kids to see it during the break.
We saw the first one and we really liked it.
First one's great.
Yeah.
Second one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole gang back.
If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. But you do need to see the first one to see the second one. Otherwise, it won't make any sense. Right. Which I kind of appreciated that they didn't just try to do a movie where you have to see the first one. Otherwise, this movie makes zero sense. It would be very weird to watch.
What's Snoke doing here?
Yeah, exactly. No, they do a good job. Danny DeVito, Danny Glover. You got The Rock doing a Danny DeVito impersonation.
Wait, Danny DeVito is in this?
Yeah.
And plus everybody from the first one?
The four kids from the first movie, wow. and they throw in an extra character in the video game, and
DLC.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's cute. It's fun.
I watched that.
We all enjoyed it together as a family.
On New Year's Eve, we watched Once Upon a Deadpool.
The PG-13 version of Deadpool 2?
Yeah, so Ty could watch it. And he just watched...
What did he think?
He had just watched A Princess Bride with Grandma and Grandpa.
Okay.
During a sleepover.
Okay. And that's the appropriate follow-up?
Right.
Yes.
Because they have scenes with
I understand.
Fred Savage. Ty did not understand. He's like, who is that guy? And then I'm like, that's the guy from the movie. He's like, oh my God, he's so old. But he enjoyed it. It was pretty good. It was... Yeah, I think they added. I think there's a bunch of different scenes that aren't in the original one. Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time watching it.
You know what else I watched on Netflix that's not on the list?
No.
The Ryan Reynolds Michael Bay movie, Six Underground.
Yeah, Underground 6, isn't it? Or no,
Six Underground.
How was that?
Yes, it's. You know what? The opening car chase scene, that first, I think it's like half hour, is really cool and totally worth watching. The rest of the movie is forget it. It's stupid. Right. But that first opening action scene is really cool. So if you're bored and you're like, oh, I want to watch something that's on Netflix, you could just watch that.
Right. So it's like Drive. You just need to watch the opening scene.
I guess so.
Have you ever seen the opening scene to Drive?
Nope.
Just before the credits roll on opening credits roll on Drive, it's one of the best 10 minutes of any car chase.
Sounds good. Yeah. Six Underground is mostly stupid and makes zero sense. But that opening scene is pretty cool. The final action scene is pretty good too, but not as good as the first one. And then there's a lot of middle. This is a 2.5 hour movie that should have been an hour 15.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of middle. People talking, there's flashbacks, there's people making out on beds, and you're I don't care who these people are. I don't care why they're there. I don't know why they need to wear wigs. Just get to more car chases and stuff blowing up, and then you have to wait till the end for that.
I hear you.
So,
Mrs. Cheapy and I just started watching a TV show that's been around for a while called The Expanse on Amazon Prime. It's basically Star Trek, but better, more serious. Really well done. We just watched the first season. There's 4 seasons. I highly recommend it. I can't believe no one's ever told us to watch it before.
I feel like people have many times, actually.
Oh, that would make more sense. Because
you don't listen.
That makes sense. This all checks out, actually. It's really well done. It's fantastic. If you like Star Trek, this is your shit. It's just really well done. You got Thomas Jane in it, the Punisher, right? He was the Punisher. He's very thin now, very thin.
Okay.
It's got vibes of Total Recall because there's 3 factions. You have Earth, you have Mars, and then you have the Belt, which is I think the space between Earth and Mars, who have to provide a lot of the I don't know, the resources to both Earth and Mars, maybe. It's a little hard to follow that part. But it's really well done and exciting and seems to have a high production value. Looks really good. If you like spaceship battles, they got that kind of thing. It's all good. The Expanse. What else we got here in Watch This Bitches? At Shanafan, a couple of people wrote in, I think, about Mr. Robot, wanting to know if we were watching Mr. Robot.
I've never watched any Mr. Robot.
He says it's super good. No, we stopped watching it because I forgot why. A little too intense. It's pretty intense. But I believe you that it's good, Shanafan. And I believe that it is good. Maybe someday we'll get back to it. But I don't know. And at Nate Stoller asks if I'm still watching My Hero Academia with the family. We're slowly. Mrs. GB is bailed on it. That's where we're at. And so Ty and I have watched a few of the new episodes that have just come out on Hulu. It's the problem with My Hero Academia is it's a 22-minute show, and they spend about 9 of those minutes just talking about stuff that's already happened, or like the characters just talking to themselves, explaining what's happening now. It's not efficient. They're wasting our time. That's my complaint. All right, that's it. That's all. We've watched a lot of stuff. We were busy.
Yeah, we did. Well, we had time off. We weren't here
been a
last
while.
week.
Good.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought about going to Star Wars, but I just couldn't.
I don't know. I still think you should have, just so you could say you saw it.
I just like that people don't like it. That's
not true though. Like every person that I've talked to, like
I know,
it's real people.
It's polarizing.
They enjoyed it.
I like that it's polarizing.
I think it's enjoyable. I think it's enjoyable.
Right.
I don't know if I don't know how much I liked it. I like it separated from my viewing experience. I need to see it a second time. There are things about it that definitely bothered me, but whatever.
Robin Quivers on Howard Stern loved it. Thought it was like one of the best Star Wars movies. And Howard has no idea what's going on with Star Wars. It's like he thought Baby Yoda was in the new Star Wars movie. He just hasn't watched one.
My daughter did also. She goes, because I said, "Do you want to go see it with me?" She goes, "Is Baby Yoda in it?" I said, "No."
Like,
she goes, "No."
Right, good call. Good call. Smart girl.
So
yeah, Baby Yoda.
She doesn't like to see anything with me except when I said Jumanji. Do you want to go see Jumanji? Yes.
Yeah, well, that sounds good.
Yes, I want to go see Jumanji. What are you, stupid?
Right.
She said to me.
All right.